Next up, we have Our Island Home from the War Thunder soundtrack, the Great Britain menu music. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here, musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, don't forget to join the Discord server, the gaming channel, how to request songs if you're not on the live stream. I have a spiel for this and a bunch of other things at the end of this video, so stick around for that. Disclaimers showing on your screen right now, so go ahead and pause the video to read them in full. Otherwise, please be patient with me. I am acoustic and guitar-ded, so please keep that in mind. Also, at the time of recording, we recently passed 9,000 subscribers on YouTube, so thank you once again, everybody, for that. Very appreciated. With that, let's do this. Let's do this. Our Island Home. Let's go. Okay, so we start with an introduction done primarily by French horn. So let me bring in orchestra, a picture of an orchestra, because we have quite the ensemble already. So we start, of course, with the French horns, these guys over here, along with the trumpets, giving us an introduction, an introductory melody, which could be our initial motif. Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. So we're having that one happen. Then, of course, we have percussions, we have some cymbals, we have some drums like timpani, and then we bring in some women's chorus to bring the rest. Let me go back a couple of seconds. Let's see where this goes. Hide and slide, welcome today. How you doing? Very Beethoven. Very Beethoven-esque. So now we have two melodies going on at the same time. We're engaging in what is called counterpoint. Counterpoint is the study of melodies, how they are, how they develop, how they interact with one another, usually in the context of two or more at the same time. So right now we are having the trumpets giving us this really cool, not trumpet, very stereotypical trumpet melody, very much filled with arpeggios, right? So arpeggio is when you play a chord one note at a time. So here, for example, C minor, here it is arpeggiated. And in trumpet, usually it's very common for imagine I can play the piano, right? So usually you have that kind of stuff with the piano. What is the most famous? The most famous trumpet? Like it's just an arpeggio, right? And it's one of the most famous trumpet pieces out there, trumpet melodies. So we're having that while, so not exactly this, but we're having an arpeggiated, very rhythmic melody going on from the trumpets, while the French horns are now giving us a very lovely rising melody underneath that. Let's see where, when I hear that, all I think is charge. I mean, the trumpet one I just did, I think that's used as the wake-up alarm in many military bases. I think that one, because the one that they would use mostly for charging, I think it's that one, something like that, right? So yeah, there's many different variations, and it's just rhythmic variations. All right, let's see where that goes. Okay, we're having percussion now. Yeah, this is right now. Now we bring in the trombones as well. These guys over there with the slide, and now we're having this three-way going here. YouTube lagging real bad. Well, that's why we have all three platforms. Works fine on mobile. It could be YouTube trying some bullshit. It wouldn't be the first time that they're trying something fucky. So. Because I'm not seeing any drop frames from my end, so yeah, it's probably them doing something like that. Yeah, we don't have to look at the stake figures. Okay, can we all just get on chat and chat a lot to spite Frenzy? He doesn't like the stream avatars. So anybody listening, can you just jump in and say anything at all? Just getting a single message to spite Frenzy so that we get more stream avatars on screen. Anyway, let's see how this goes. Okay, so now we have this trumpet going on with its thing. We are bringing the chorus back. Still the percussion giving us a very simple, very lovely very lovely accompaniment, very lovely thing. You bastard. What do you think I am? All right, let's see where this goes. So yes, it's very much still having those French horns. Oh, we let the tuba jump in now with those trombones on the lower end, allowing us to fully take off. Let me go back a couple of seconds. I want to hear that again. And now we're having what is called a call and response. So a call and response is when you have a musical conversation. Right now we have the trombones and tuba doing a call, and then, the trumpets are giving us a response. They're still all pretty much keeping all their roles as they have been so far. So not much has changed. Like the main melody still being carried by the French horns, the trumpets giving us those additional adornments, the trombones and the tubas giving us that lower end of what the trumpets are doing on the high end, the percussion giving us a little bit of rhythm, and the choir, like, the women singing in the background, being very much just accompaniment, right? Like just holding down chords. Accompaniment, of course, being whatever doesn't have the spotlight, whatever doesn't have the lead at that time, right? So that's what we're getting over here. Let's see where it goes. Oh my god, we bring in the violins! Okay, so now we're bringing in the violins, and the violins are doing what is called tremolo. Tremolo in these situations is like rolling your R's, right? It's instead of just playing something like, you're now going that kind of thing, as I said, kind of like rolling your R's. Very subtle, very subtle. The violins were doing a little bit of a doubling for one of the other layers. Doubling is when you have more than one instrument or more than one section playing the same thing at the same time. Now we're having the violins coming in on the lower end. Let's see where this goes. James, it pronounces Basterd. I don't know what you're talking. Look, if you ever ask me to pronounce something differently, I will just pronounce it worse. Okay? I will figure out a way of pronouncing it worse. Why do trumpet melodies start and stop? Because it's how trumpets usually get. They are very much adornments, and it's very common for trumpets to have some sort of, to be more of either the call or the response, and very much be segmented like that. It wasn't really until John Williams that the trumpets, with Star Wars and whatnot, that trumpets really started having a lead in music. Before that, it was mainly the French horns that would get the melodies, while the trumpets were there. Like the trumpets and the trombones would primarily be there for adornment. Kind of like how bassoons very rarely get a melody. Violas very rarely get a melody. What else? Who else very rarely gets a melody? Harps very rarely get a melody. The timpani very rarely gets a melody. Like these are not quite filler instruments, but they are not there for the spotlight. They're there to build around it. And it wasn't until, the John Williams really came in and decided, you know what? No. Let's give this to the trumpets, where it started becoming more and more of a common practice. Before that, it was very rare, because the trumpets are very loud, same as trombones. They're extremely loud. And in the case of the trumpets, they're very stingy. Their sound stings a lot. So if you overdo it, you can really overpower the rest of the ensemble very easily, and it can completely mess up the composition. So they would just give it to the French horn, because the French horn has a warmer sound. It's a lot more versatile. It's a lot more royal. You can play quieter. So the French horn is just a lot more flexible and more accessible because of that. And of course, because of the way that trumpets work, it's very difficult to make them work. And you're an English speaker, you just have to pronounce the words like they're written Spanish style. You know what? I'm gonna start reading them phonetically in Hungarian. I'm just gonna start reading them phonetically in Hungarian. Even worse, because in Spanish you can get away with a little bit of it. We're gonna start doing the Hungarian pronunciations. Like, it's not pronounced bay. That's not how you say Bosche. There you go. So anyway, so yeah, that's why trumpets are usually used very sparsely, because they have that. I feel like this stick figures are there to just keep attention as pattern of people rather than be fun. Yes. So yeah, usually it's very sparse that you will have trumpets. Usually it started going away mainly during the digital age, when you can start, turning the volume knobs down. Because don't forget, before the age of microphones and speakers, the orchestra didn't have anything else. So the reason why you had all these violins is because they would be loud enough so that everyone in the auditorium would be able to hear them. There's a reason why your regular orchestra would have only two flutes. Flutes can be very loud. Oboes can be very loud. Violins, not so much. Trumpets, you would usually have two, while the rest of the ensemble is doing doublings and everything. So that's mainly why. That's mainly, is it a great impact on people's perception of horns with how often they are used? Yeah, that too. How does War Thunder even have music? I never played the game, and it seems like War Thunder would have at least amount of music out of every game. Never underestimate the budget of a free-to-play game. If there's any lesson we've learned on this channel, is that free-to-play games invest a solid amount of their budget in music. Mainly these games also are outside of the West, so their budgets are a lot cheaper. For example, there's a little bit more of a music lesson over here. The budget you would need to record with the London Film Orchestra, I think it's the London Film Orchestra, right? The London Film Music Orchestra, the budget for a 10-minute session with these guys would probably be in the tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of pounds. Whereas if you go for the Budapest film orchestra, the film music orchestra, for pretty much the same quality, it's a tenth of the price. Like, I remember getting quotes just because many years ago, this was many years ago, London Film Orchestra was about 100,000 for a 45-minute, like 200,000 pounds for a 45-minute recording. Budapest the Budapest Film Orchestra was about $10,000. Big difference over there. So that you can have it. I know that many studios use the Budapest Symphony, the Budapest film for that kind of stuff. So yeah. It was recorded with the Baltic Symphony Orchestra. So the Baltic Symphony Orchestra is going to be even cheaper than that. So yeah, why do orchestras not have guitars? Because it's not the common practice. The orchestra implements and removes instruments as they become viable. And the problem with the guitars is that they were, one, not very popular during the time of orchestras. Like in the 1700s, there weren't that many guitars being played. You had like lutes and lyres and whatnot. The guitar as we know it didn't become as popular an instrument until way later on. And by then, the tradition of the orchestra was already there. So yeah, that's mainly why. Like, you can have people like the contemporary composers that we have nowadays that do include guitars in the orchestra. The problem is that many of these come out of conservatories, so their music is absolute shit, and no one listens to it. They are there, they have it, they just make shit music. So, but the London Orchestra is posh, so more expensive. Yeah, that's precisely why. So, people train to make music in an orchestra just for games? Yeah, like game scoring, like film scoring, game scoring. You have a bunch of these orchestras that their entire purpose is to record. Usually in orchestra, it's very rare that you will have a single musician in any of these orchestras that will provide a composition. Like 99% of the time, any of these musicians will be playing somebody else's music. You're just training to be the highest end performer that you can be for this kind of thing. Why don't I start using them more commonly now? We can change the tradition. Tell that to the orchestras. Right now, it's such a and there are bands that are doing that, but it's such a deeply ingrained thing that it's very, very difficult. And of course, writing for guitar is a fucking nightmare. So yeah, and you can incorporate, and there are people who do that. It's just that the symphony orchestras are going to focus on just playing Mozart. That's it. They're going to focus on playing Mozart. They're going to focus on playing Beethoven. They're going to focus on playing Tchaikovsky. Every once in a while, they're going to ruin everybody's evening with some new composition out of a new composer that came out of like the newest conservatories out there, some postmodern bullshit. And then they're going to go back to playing the good composers. And that's it. That's how orchestras, that's how they work right now. These are very expensive cover bands for people that have been dead for well over 150 years. It's difficult to change that because they don't need anything else. So yeah, no, like there's a lot of things that I would love to incorporate. Like my music is orchestral melodic death metal. There's guitars, there's an orchestra. I would love to do that. There's bands that do that. It's going to be difficult to find an orchestra. So yeah. Anyway, conservatory mode, like progressive stories. Let's not get into that. So yeah, let's see where this goes. Let's just continue, right? So now we have the violins. There you go. So now we are having call and response once again. The chorus is giving us the call. We are having the response now from the horns and violins now playing together with a little bit of harmony over there. Let's see where this goes. Why not take the benefits from our age? You're asking the wrong person. I agree with you. I left the academia for a reason. I left that world for a reason. Yeah. Because no one there. I mean, there's very few people that are actually looking to make good music. So yeah, I'm not going to go into a full rant about that. And yes, Zeeks, welcome today. How you doing? So yeah, let's see where this goes. Progressively shit, yes. Okay, so now we have the double basses. We are having the violins giving us a little bit of slight tremolo over there. And now we introduce trumpets with a mute. So the trumpet, because it has a bell at the end, you can then introduce what is called a mute. A mute is when you put an object, usually this kind of thing, and it died. Well, then go charge it. When you put this kind of thing over there, right? Like you put this this thing in orchestral music. It's called con sordino, because sordino means mute, and it kind of looks like a microphone. Yeah, no, it's just a piece of metal. There's different shapes for different sounds, and it just basically, I think we're using maybe the metal one, like this metal one for this right now, and that's how you get that like more reedy sound out of these. So me and Bobby like Tchaikovsky can arrange. He used literal cannons in his music. Yeah, and there are out there. So you can hear again. Hell yeah. So yeah, let's see where this goes. So you can hear those trumpets now. Azit, welcome today. Welcome. How you doing? Welcome. So we're slowly building up. And Zix, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Mosh Pit. Welcome today. Okay, so we bring up the trumpets doing this very, very glorious thing while everything else is kind of breaking downwards. We're really focusing on that percussion right now. Let's see where this goes. You can use a wine glass. Technically, you can use paper. We bring in the flutes there while the horns are doing their thing again. Brass there doing call and response. Trumpets still doing their thing. Let's see. Let's finish this first. And in between this whole thing, we bring in the, I think it's O Britannia. Britannia, rule the waves. The melody that leads to that. Because of course you would. This is about Britain. So yeah, let's see. Oh no, it's the British anthem, yeah. I thought it was O Britannia. Why the anthem for the UK isn't O Britannia Rule the Waves, it goes beyond me. But yeah, we're having this, we're now mixing things up. We're using we're playing the melody of the anthem of Great Britain. Because of course you would. Because of course you would. This is about Britain. Yeah, of course you would. Like, I'm surprised this didn't happen for the French. Let's see where this goes. Yeah, you can feel the change in style, but we're still having the percussion doing its thing with the violins. They don't rule the waves anymore, that is true. Now we're back to the theme of this one. Again, using that brass percussion. Now we're doing slowly the chorus, back to the welcome today. Back to the British. So now we're doing a meta call and response between the motifs in this piece and the freaking British national anthem. Well played. Well played. Whoever composed this, well played. Oh my fucking god. I love this. Yes, it will be in a moment. Once we're done with this one, we'll open up the request. So let's see where this goes. There it is. Of course, we would use this for the climax. Very much. Yeah, this is Bribe List. Yeah. Let's see. It's genius. The mashing between the two is really good. Because we have the main melody of the British anthem, and then we're bringing back everything. Speeding up the trumpets. French horns still carrying that melody. Why are the British people want to save their monarch so much? Have you seen the UK? Enough said. Let's see where this... So now we're kind of mirroring the start with this. One last melody. Okay, one last melody from the horns and the trumpets, singing from the women, drums, and bada beam, bada boom. There you have it. My god, what a fun piece that was, and we even got to do a little bit of rambling along the way. There you have it. That was Our Island Home from the War Thunder soundtrack, the Great Britain menu music. What a great trip these are. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you gotta use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, don't forget to join the Discord server. That's where everything gets announced first, whether it is the streams going live, videos going up on the YouTube channel, updates, projects, anything else, everything gets announced first. Of course, that's where we have the community as well. That's where we hang out, we steal memes from other people's servers, we claim them as our own, and that's where we host the Vintage Story server, as in I literally have a computer right next to me hosting the server, right? So we have that going on, so linked in the description, go ahead and join. By the way, at the time of recording, once again, we just passed 9,000 subscribers on YouTube, so thank you so very much, everybody, for this. I really appreciate it. I do not take this for granted, so thank you, everybody. Yes, make sure that you're sharing these videos with your friends, with your families, with your family's friends, with your friends' families. Those are two very distinct concepts, by the way. With your online and offline communities, go share these videos with everybody that you know. Also use the hype function on YouTube. We have a group on the Discord that coordinates for that, so linked in the description, and another reason to join the community. Artists, musicians, or otherwise on YouTube or otherwise, this is an open invitation. Let's work together. If you want any of my musical skills for any of your projects, whether it is guitars, Mongolian throat singing, you know, the good old kind of thing, regular singing, voice acting, if you want help figuring out for your composition, whatever it is, reach out, let me know, let's work together, let's make stuff. And if you're in the audience and you know somebody, reach out, let them know. Please do not harass anyone, please do not spam anyone, be cool about things, don't be a rat. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a paid member on YouTube, regardless of your tier, you get access to the videos when I schedule them, at least for the LFAs. So become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I'll be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not not on the live stream, check the pinned comment on this video. It has the instructions on what to do. If you are on the live stream, you can go ahead and start requesting for the next round. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. We stream live on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick so that you can tune in from whichever platform you prefer. Again, 6 p.m. Central Europe. If you're not in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch. Another reason to join the Discord. So if you live in Casablanca, Chile, and you're like, yeah, but what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Do not worry. Just go to Discord or Twitch, linked in the description, and it's going to show in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel. I have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games are Basterd. That's where the gaming after show recordings when they happen. Recorded live during the main channel's after show, and then the recordings go here. Linked in the description, or just search on YouTube. Same username as James R. Basterd. Just swap the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah, there you have it. Our Island Home War Thunder. Really good stuff, dude. Really good. But yeah, let's move on.